Hello, this is Hannah from Daisy Farm Crafts. This is a video tutorial for our crochet cotton terry striped washcloths. And I made these with the new Bernat cotton terry yarn that just came out from Yarnspirations. It's a cotton nylon acrylic blend that has a really nice like scrubby boucle texture, but is also super soft. So we've been very excited to finally get a chance to try this yarn. And for this pattern, I'm using a size H 5mm crochet hook. And if you'd also like the full written instructions for this pattern, you can find that on our website, daisyfarmcrafts.com, and there is a link to that in the description of this video. Okay, so to get started, I'm just going to make a base chain that is 26. You can also just chain any even number for this pattern. And for these washcloths, I'm just using a simple crumpled griddle stitch, which is just alternating single crochet and double crochet. So I'm going to start in the second chain from the hook, insert my hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That's my single crochet. And now I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into the next chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's my double crochet. So again, a single crochet in the next chain, insert my hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and now double crochet, yarn over, insert my hook into the next chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And I'm just going to be alternating single and double crochet all the way across the chain. And since we started with an even number of chains, we chained 26, so we should have 25 chains total that we're working into. So our last stitch that we work should be a single crochet. Alright, so here I am at the last stitch. It's a single crochet, and I am just going to chain 1 and turn, and now I'm just going to do the same thing again. I'm going to start right in that first stitch working a single crochet, and then a double crochet into the top of the next stitch. So I'm always going to be working a single crochet into the top of a single crochet and a double crochet into the top of a double crochet. And that is the stitch pattern that I'm just going to be doing the whole time. Alright, so here I am at the end of my second row. I'm working my last single crochet, and I'm going to pause right before I finish the stitch, and I'm going to bring in my new color so we can start making some stripes. So I'm just going to lay that new color on my hook and pull through those 2 loops and kind of leave myself a tail that I can weave in later. Chain 1 and turn. Now I'm not going to cut the white yarn, I'm going to leave it, because after I work my 2 rows of purple, I'm going to carry that white yarn up the side and pull it through. So this is just going to save me from weaving in some ends. Of course you can cut it if you'd like. But here I am at the end of 2 rows of purple, and then you can see working that last single crochet. Then I can just grab that white yarn, gently lay it against the side of my work, and pull through those 2 loops. So I'm going to do that for both colors. I'm not going to cut the purple either. I'm going to grab the purple that same way after I do my 2 rows of white and come back to that side. So you're just going to keep alternating colors every 2 rows until you have 6 white stripes and 5 of the color stripes. And so I'm on my last row of white. So I'm going to finish up with this last single crochet stitch. And I'm going to pull through with that purple yarn. You can see how I just kind of laid it against the side of my work. And now since we're done with the white, we can go ahead and cut that white and leave a long tail to weave in. And we're going to just use the purple to make our border. So after you've cut your white yarn, you're just going to keep working with the purple. And I'm going to chain 4. And I'm going to just start working back down those chains with a half double slip stitch. And a half double slip stitch means I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into that second chain from the hook, yarn over, pull back through, and then pull directly through the 2 loops on my hook. Again, yarn over, insert my hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull back through, and then pull directly through those 2 loops on my hook. And then I have one more. Since we chained 4, we're always going to have 3 stitches that we're working up and down for this ribbed border. So there's my 3rd half double slip stitch. And now I'm going to do a regular slip stitch right into the side of my work. I'm just going to be working in the spaces at the end of each row. So I'm going to work into that first space at the end of the last row we work, and then slip stitch into the next space. So just insert my hook, move that tail out of the way, yarn over, and then pull directly through that loop on my hook. Alright, now I'm going to turn my work toward my left hand, kind of like we're turning a page in a book, and I'm just going to work back up. And I'm going to skip over the 2 slip stitches we just made, and I'm going to work in the back loops of the 3 half double slip stitches. So again, yarn over, insert my hook into the back loop only, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on my hook, yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop, and then pull directly through those 2 loops. So this one can be a little bit tricky to kind of see that back loop, especially with I know this more textured yarn, but you just want to kind of feel and make sure you're getting into that back loop. So chain 1, turn your work back toward your right hand, and we're just going to do the same thing that we did at the beginning, but again now still working only into the back loops. And like I said before, we'll always have 3 half double slip stitches each time we go up and down. So again, slip stitch into each of the next unworked spaces into each of the next two. Turn your work and work back up the side of the border. And you're just gonna do this up and down all the way across that side, and then I'll show you what we do when we get to the corner. Alright, so here I am at the first corner. I am just working my slip stitch in, or sorry, my last set of 2 slip stitches before I hit that last corner. So I'm just going to work up and down one more time. And sometimes it works out that the last of your 2 slip stitches lands in the corner. Other times you may just need to work 1 slip stitch and then stop in the corner. So that's what's going to happen right here. So I'm going to work my 3 half double slip stitches back down. And now I'm just going to work 1 slip stitch into that corner space. Turn my work. I'm only going to have 1 slip stitch to skip over this time, and then work my 3 back loop half double slip stitch back up. And I'm just going to go up and then come back down and work another slip stitch into that same corner. So I'm just going to kind of anchor it, and I'm going to go up and down for a total of 3 times so that my border will start to fan around that corner. And you can kind of go up and down as many times or as little times as you need. If it's fine just going up and down 2 times and you feel like that's fanned enough and it looks good, then that's fine. Most of the time I feel like I need 3 to make it look nice around the corner. So that was our second time working into the corner. I just slip stitched once. Now we'll go up again. And then I'll go up and down and slip stitch into that corner and go up and down 1 more time for a total of 3 times. Alright, so I've worked 3 times in the corner. So now I'm just going to keep on how we were doing before by working 2 slip stitches, 1 in each of the next 2 spaces, and then I'll just keep working across this row how we did the first side. And so there you can kind of check and make sure that your corner is looking rounded and looks like it's fanned out enough. And you're just going to keep working this all the way around. Work it as the same as the first side and then do each corner just how we did this corner. And then I'll show you how we do the very last corner to tie off and sew those 2 corners together. So for this last corner, I just worked up and down into the corner 3 times, the same as the other corners, but for this one I'm gonna stop when I actually am at the top of my last, and I'm just gonna make sure it's fanned over enough so that I can combine those 2 sides. And I am just going to chain and then tie off, and leave myself a pretty decently long tail. Cut that off, and then I'm just going to use my tapestry needle to sew these 2 sides together. And you just kind of want to try to make it as even as you can and keep those lines lined up if you can. And just kind of weave your needle back and forth so that it's nice and sewed together. And then you can just use that same tapestry needle to weave in the rest of your ends. And then after you feel like you've kind of woven them in enough times, you can just cut those off and you are all finished. Thank you so much for watching this video and for visiting Daisy Farm Crafts. If you make any of our projects, please come share a picture with us on Facebook or Instagram with #DaisyFarmCrafts. We would love to see. Happy crocheting!